to another Bowman Handles Inc. tutorial video. My name is Bowman, and today I'm here to show you how to replace a D-grip on a tool handle. So you normally see D-grips on seed fork handles, small pitchforks, hay forks, scoop shovels, things like that, okay? Now, you have two kinds of D-grips. You have a polymer D-grip, and you have a metal D-grip like this, okay? These are a little more expensive, but they're also metal. And then these are the preformed polymer. The installation on these is a little different, and depending on what kind of handle you have is going to depend on which one of these you use, okay? So, if you want to use a metal D-grip, you have to have a handle that has a split at the end here, okay? Now, some handles have a taper, and some are straight like this one is, okay? If you have one that is tapered, you will have to get a D-grip that is also tapered. You can compare the two here, and you can see how they look almost identical in construction, but the ends here are just slightly different, okay? It doesn't seem like a big difference, but it really does make a big deal. So what we're going to do here is you simply take the Cobb, tap it on there like this, okay? Now you want this to be flush with this chuck right here. If it's not, because sometimes these get a little bent or something like that, you need to make sure that they're straight. So what we do is we normally hold the Cobb against our chest, and we just kind of put one hand on the side that's sticking too far out and the other palm on the back, and we just kind of push it up until it gets nice and flush, and you can look at it and be like, ah, there we go. So then I'm going to tap that back on there. It does not matter which way it goes. It's a one-size-fits-all in this regard. And then once you have that on there, you're going to find you a table or a flat surface that you can kind of apply some slight downward pressure to keep it nice and flush. And then you're going to want to take a drill, which I believe this is like a 3/16 bit, I think. And you're just going to go drill straight across. You can, if you're not sure, and it may depend on your manufacturer, just check the holes with your drill bit, and you want the drill bit to just barely go into the hole. Because really your goal is not to drill the metal very much. Your goal is to just go straight through the wood from one hole to the other, okay? But remember, put that downward pressure, because if you don't, if you get a little askew, your drill bit will come out of the metal on the other side, and it will not work, and you'll have to go buy a new one. And we don't want that. Unless you're buying it from us, and you can break all you want. So, here we go. We're going to do that on the top and the bottom. Okay. Once that is done, you're going to take a rivet that has a hollowed end on it. And if you don't have one with a hollowed end, we can send you some. Or you can find a shovel pin, which is the same length, but it's solid. And you'll need a hard surface like an anvil or something that you can put one side on, and you're going to have to use a ball-peen hammer to mushroom that out so it holds it in place. But we're just going to push these through the hole, nice and easy. And then we actually have a foot riveter, so we can just kind of put it in the machine and step down, and it will mushroom it for us. I'm not going to demonstrate that for you right now. But if they don't go through all the way, you can just kind of tap it on there a little bit, and it will pop through, and you'll see both rivets sticking through. Then you take the already, like the finished side, put it on a hard surface, and you can use a punch or a ball peen and just keep working on these until they mushroom flat, and that will hold the D-grip perfectly in place, okay? Now, if you want to do a polymer D, these are much easier to put on. You don't have to have a drill or anything if you don't want to. However, I find that drilling a very tiny pilot hole tends to work very well, okay? So all you do on this is, if you have a handle that has a split, you want to make this go parallel with the split, okay? If it's not split, then you want this to be perpendicular to the grain of your handle. So I'm just going to kind of tap this on. You don't have to do it real hard, it'll go on there. And then you can just kind of look down your handle and make sure that the nail holes line up with the grain and everything looks nice and straight, because you don't want your D-grip all crooked when you're trying to use it, because that'd be weird, okay? Then you take what we call a hoe nail, which is a really small nail, but it has ribs on it, and that allows it to really dig into the wood when you put it in there. Now I like to do a little tiny pilot hole on one side because one side is hollow and the other side has polymer still in it. So I like to just put a tiny, tiny, tiny pilot hole just so I don't have to try to force these nails in. And then you're just going to start your nail on one side until it's flush. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, just flip it over. I'm also going to do a little tiny pilot hole in this as well, just to help me get that nail started. Because hoe nails have a tendency, which is why you wear safety glasses, to pop out and go flying if you're not careful. So, and there you have it. You have a D grip that is now perfectly installed and will go absolutely nowhere. And that's how you change out a D grip. So just look at your handle, see if it has a solid end or a split. That'll tell you if you need a polymer or a metal D grip. And then also look to see if the end is straight or if it's tapered, and that will tell you what kind of D grip you need to get in the metal variety. So thank you, and check out our website at bowmanhandlesinc.com. Check us out on Facebook, also at Bowman Handles Inc., or on Instagram and Twitter at Bowman Handles, or you can always call us at 1-800-736-0390.